Hi guys, Zaki winner, come out of Conquer Red Alert video. In this game I'm playing a 2v2 match on the map The Hills of Eyes. I'm starting in the top middle position, playing as the Soviets. So for those of you who don't know this map, in the middle of the map there's a village, which is AI controlled. And at certain intervals, that village spawns civs. Some of the civs run to the bottom of the map and some of the civs run to the top of the map. And these civs can have things like Tesla, nukes, machine guns, grenades, and they can do a lot of damage. Like they can take out stuff like power plants, oil refineries, war factories, anything like that, so they are very, very dangerous. The best way to counter these civilians that come from the middle is to use dogs. Because what happens is the civilians run past the dogs and they get eaten as they do that, and for whatever reason they don't actually attack the dogs. So that's by far the best strategy, and that's why on the Hills of Eyes, if you're playing team games, you'll always have a Soviet player usually in the middle bottom or the middle top position. Just so they can get those dogs out nice and early, and it's probably the only time I use dogs in Red Alert is on this map. So what I'm doing now is, once I've got my dogs in position, I can just focus on building my base and building an economy and building up tank numbers. In addition to the civilians that spawn and run up to the top and bottom of the map, there's also lots that are scattered throughout the middle, and what that means is if you try and take a small tank force through the middle, it doesn't go very well. And for that reason, I'm quite confident that I'm not going to get attacked early on, although there is a passage on the right of the map where that can happen, but that's usually up to the team on the right to defend. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for 2 MCVs, which is why I got the service depot. And that's going to increase the build at which I build structures, which is going to be very beneficial for me expanding my base and getting a better economy going. And you can see a blue infantry coming up to the top of the map there. So I'm just going to send a dog that way and hopefully eat that infantry because I don't want him to get eyes on my base. You don't want your opponents to know if you're going for a multi-MCV strategy, because what it means is they're more likely to attack you earlier. I'm just getting an infantry there. I've seen a little crate there, so hopefully it'll be something decent, and it is. It's extra ore, which is probably very good because you can see I'm quite low on ore as it is, so that's going to help me carry out this strategy successfully. I've got another MCV coming, and when you increase your building speed of structures, it also increases the rate at which you use up resources. So when you have a multi-MCV strategy, you need to make sure you do have the economy to back it up. And now I'm going to get another ore refinery on another ore patch. I know technically it's the same one as my other ore refineries on, but it's a different entrance, so it's going to be like a different part of the ore patch that it's mining from. And what you'll notice I do when I'm doing this is I actually get my ore trucks to mine off different parts, and because the Hills of Eyes have longer games quite often, and you can see there's a civilian, and you can see that was a nuke going off, and you can see how it's caused a bit of damage to my MCV, so you can imagine if they're going around other parts of your base blowing up, they can destroy things like power plants. And you can see that infantry unfortunately did get throughout my base, so you might have seen that extra MCV. So they might have a bit of an idea of what strategy I'm going for. And now I'm going to another entrance for one of the ore patches to get another ore refinery down. And this increased building speed will be helping me a lot in getting these ore refineries down and just building up my base to be better. But we can see that my teammate is out of the game. I don't have any idea why my teammate left. It might be because he disconnected. I'm really not sure because I haven't played with him before, or not that I remember anyway. Now I've got my radar dome up, but it puts me in a tricky situation. We can see that blue on the right hand side has gone for water, so he's going to be able to get cruisers and things like that out, which is going to be quite dangerous for me and may do a lot of damage to my base because they have a quite decent range. So what I'm going to need to do is make sure I don't build too much to the right near that water. You can see those boats waiting there, the destroyers. They'll also be able to do some damage to my tanks as I go past. And later in the game, I guess, being allies, you can Chronos for your MCVs to different places, and you could potentially get some boats and cruisers in those middle water areas, which would be absolutely devastating for me. Right, so I've actually probably, it's been quite decent going for this multi-MCV strategy, working out quite well, because I am going to need to really scale up. And you can see me getting the extra war factory there, and that's because after my units is switched off, so I will have an increased building speed. And now we can see a spy plane going over my base, so I wonder, has yellow gone for MiGs? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for the attack now. I'm going to just have to I'll get a little bit of damage going past those boats, but this is the easier route to go down. It gives you a better run on the other person's base. So we'll go down this area, even though my tanks will take a little bit of extra damage from the boats. And you can see this is why you can't go down as an early attack, because those civs do quite a bit of damage. You've got things like Tesla civs, flamethrower civs, Grenadier civs, and I've picked a bad time to go down because we can see those civs there are just coming out from the middle. And now let's see what we've got here. We can see that yellow's expecting me, and he's got a lot of tanks there. And unfortunately, there's no way I'm going to be able to get through that. And I've lost one of my MCVs, and that will be undoubtedly due to MiGs. So the first attack was unsuccessful, and I've got bigger things to worry about at the moment because it appears that yellow has MiGs. And the question is, am I going to be able to survive this and launch a counter-attack? Because you can see those MiGs coming up again, taking out another part of my base. So we'll have to see what they're actually going for. I've also queued up some MCVs just so I can start building my construction yards back up and deploying them. Because what I'm going to need to do is start building air defences. And there's 2 air defences I can have. There's like SAM sites, and there's also rocket soldiers, which I'm going to be building as well. So I'm going to be building a bit of both and have them scattered around my base, hopefully to provide a bit of defence. But you can see there, yellow going for my ore refineries, so he's going to try and cripple my economy. Fortunately, I do have extra ore refineries. The problem is every time he destroys an ore refinery, that'll cause my ore trucks to go to a different ore refinery, and then they can get clogged up and things if too many are going to the same ore refinery. And it is rather inefficient, so you can see that I'm redirecting one of my ore trucks, and you can see those 3 ore trucks having to go to an ore refinery right to the top now, which is not good at all. But because I've got the extra MCVs, I can build quite quickly, and I've got that extra ore refinery down now, and I'm just trying to redirect all my ore trucks so they're not going or mining inefficiently. And you can see I've also got this base up here, which I think he must be able to see because he's sending like MiGs up there and then going to the left. So he must have some eyes on that base. But now my rocket troopers, and they're firing on some of those MiGs there. And the rocket troopers, when they destroy MiGs, they're quite expensive to replace, so it will cost the player at the bottom in the middle quite a bit. And now you can see we're building another barracks to this outer base. So I'm going to build some rocket troops there as well. And hopefully I'm going to be able to get a hold on the situation and prevent any further damage. And I've also got a very fast tank building speed rate because I'm on multiple war factories. And yeah, I'm just going to have to be careful with all my ore refinery or trucks around that I don't mind too much. And yeah, they got that MCV there, but that was quite close to the front there, a bit too far close. I probably should have moved it back a little bit. And yeah, I'm just building some SAM sites. You can see I've got a load of rocket troopers there. So I think that part of my base is pretty safe. And now I've lost a building there, and that's due to the cruiser. So you can see blue having a cruiser there. And what I'm going to do with these tanks actually is just take them down to the bottom now. I'm just going to go through the middle here. And we're going to go for a charge on our opponent's base and see if we can make it work. Just taking out some of these civilians as we pass. Because the ones that's just stationary, they don't replenish. But you can see the yellow is in the middle of on my top right base. So that's pretty bad for me. I'm trying to build a Tesla coil just to provide a bit of defence. And I'm going to send some troops over there just to help with that. So the other team going on the offensive now. But I've got my heavy tanks in the bottom here. And you can see yellow doesn't have that many things. He's been focusing quite a lot on MiGs. So he might have not had time to replenish his tanks fully. But yeah, he's getting some more tanks out now. And just guarding that ore patch. And I have lost a few ore trucks there, it looks like. But that's just part of the sacrifice. But now I'm trying to do some damage of my own, and you can see yellow going into that ore patch, and now I'm going into yellow's base. Let's see how much damage I can do. You can see there's a Tesla there, but there's not much defending, and we're getting a war factory down, and there's the ore refineries as well. A couple of ore refineries down, a third one down, And this is going very well for us at the moment. We're having a look, where are the MiGs, because we'll be able to do some damage to those as well. And there are those airfields. So we're taking out those airfields. Yeah, just taking out the MiGs in the airfields, and that'll just give us some breathing space. But you can see now blue coming up to the top right as well. So we have to defend against blue as well as yellow in that top right position. Because as I said, there is a path, a clear path from the bottom of the map to the top of the map on that right hand side, which now that blue controls with water. So let's see what we could do here. We're taking out yellow's oil refineries, and you can see those MiGs down to only 4 now, and we're starting to get the war factory down as well, and this is looking very good. You can see now yellow bringing some tanks back, but it doesn't look like it might not be enough, although I have got some tanks on very low HP right at the minute. And we'll just try and get rid of those extra airfields because they are really, really annoying. But you can see my force is all out at the moment, and it depends what has blue got. Has blue got a big army? So, yep. And now I'm just going to be replenishing my tanks. And you can see I've already got like a large number again because of those. I think I've got, well, I think I did have 4 war factories at one point. I might only have 3 now because I think one of them did get destroyed. And now you can see blue with his army coming up to the top of the map. But that's probably not too big. It's, yeah, a few tanks. I do have to be wary of it, but it could be a lot worse. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to send one of my other armies up to the top there, and you can see yellow with some tanks at the bottom of the map. So I think yellow's probably got another base inside blue's base, and now blue is going on the attack. He's going for the Tesla coils first. I do have a couple of them. I've also got some rocket troopers which do decent damage actually to tanks if they're stationary, and you can see some of those tanks being taken away but squashing my rocket troopers in the process. It's not too bad at this stage though, because yellow has lost his MiGs, so I do seriously doubt that yellow will be trying to get more MiGs at this point. But who knows? And yeah, we'll just try and get these MCVs out and get a good building speed. But you can see there a cruiser being able to fire. They can fire quite long distances, those cruisers. And now we're in the middle, on the bottom middle again, and we're going for those yellow tanks, and we've outnumbered them at this point. And now what we'll do is we'll go for that economy, because blue doesn't seem to be focusing at the bottom of the map at the moment, and he might not have the army to do so either. But yeah, we managed to take out a lot of the economy here, and I think this is probably going to be a good game, because there's absolutely no way without an economy they're going to be able to survive much longer. And now we're going to go into blue's base. So yeah, it was just a case of, I mean, I did get in a difficult situation, I mean, in that middle part of the game, and that was when immediately when my teammate was taken out, it was just trying to recover from that position that I was in, with the MiGs taking out some of my important buildings. Fortunately, I think it was very lucky that I had gone for the multi-MCV strategy in this game, so I did have spare MCVs, and I was able to build up without too much trouble. But yeah, obviously a difficult situation sometimes if you're caught unaware with MiG attacks. Then they could do absolutely devastating attacks, which can absolutely cripple your economy and your tank building. And I think what blue may have done, looking at those cruisers, he may have over-invested a little bit in the navy and maybe could have built a few more tanks. Anyway, that was the game. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video.